In this video, I'm going to show you how to change the chain on the VTR250. Now, no matter how well you maintain your chain, eventually it's going to start stretching, so you're going to have to replace it. When you inspect your chain, be sure to inspect all parts of it. My old chain stretched out in certain places while other parts were fine, so make sure you inspect your entire chain. I'm installing an EK chain. The width is 520. The standard length of the VTR chain is 104 links, so I'll be removing a few of the extra links later. It's often suggested to change the sprockets at the same time as you do the chain, as only changing one can cause premature wear. Just make sure that you get the proper size, 520 all the way across. The tools you're going to be needing are a chain cutting riveting tool, a 12mm and 14mm monkey wrench, a 17mm ratchet, a 24mm torque wrench, and not pictured here, a ruler and a grinder for cutting the chain. Having a bike stand or a jack also helps. If you're going to be changing the front sprocket at the same time, be sure to at least loosen the bolt before cutting the chain. Check out my bike maintenance video number 2 on how to change the front sprocket. Use a grinder to grind off the head of one of the pins. You only need to do this on one side and on one pin. Use the chain cutter to push the pin that you just grinded down through all the way. Here's how to set up the tool. I bought this tool on Amazon for under 4,000 yen. There were some cheaper models, but there weren't any reviews, so I went with this one. I looked on YouTube and there's a very clear video on how to set this up for each stage of cutting and riveting and plating your chain. So I suggest you go check that out. But just for simplicity's sake, I went ahead and I made my own video so that it's all in one place. I hope this is a help. So this is how you set it up for cutting the chain. It's easiest to do the grinding and the cutting of the chain on the rear sprocket. Choose a link on the rear sprocket as it prevents it moving from side to side. Repeat the same process of grinding and cutting the new chain. In my case, I had to remove 6 links to make it 104 links. Loosen the axle bolt, slide the wheel forward as far as it goes, and put the new chain in place. With the new chain in place on the sprockets, use the master link provided to connect the chain. Make sure to put grease all over the pins and the O-rings. Put 2 O-rings onto the master link and push it into place to connect the new chain. Do this from the back, and then put the other 2 O-rings on the pins and put the plate in place.
This, and I want to put this in place, like that. Okay. Now you need to get this tool. Alright, can you see this?
Yes.
This is the tool that we're going to be using.
Once you have the master link with the O-rings in place, you want to set up your chain riveting tool to push the new plate into place. Here's my video on how to do that. Once you have the plate in place, you want to set up your tool for the final stage, for riveting the new chain. When riveting the heads, you want to be sure to tighten it enough, but not too much to the point of splitting the rivet heads or deforming the link. You want to make sure that the links move freely. Here's a picture of what your chain should look like when installed properly. Measure the joining link to make sure that it's the same width as the other links. To adjust the chain tension, use the 12 and 14 millimeter monkey wrenches. There should be between 25 to 35 millimeters of play. To check the amount of play on the chain, lift the center of the chain as far as it goes and measure the distance from the swing arm to the chain. Next, push it down as far as it goes and take another measurement. The difference should be between 25 and 35 millimeters. Use the 12 and 14 millimeters to tighten the adjuster bolts. Use a 17 millimeter and the 24 millimeter socket on the torque wrench to tighten the axle bolts. And that's how to change the chain on the VTR250. Thanks for watching.